Hey everybody, this is Stevie. You may know me better as Existing Characters Die Horribly on Tumblr, and I've received several questions there on what techniques I use to brighten up my GIFs. So I thought I would do this video tutorial on one of the major techniques that I use and let you guys hopefully add this as a tool to your own toolbox. So I'm starting from the case where I already have my basic GIF set up. I have my timeline ready to go, and I have done any sharpening that I want to do, and I've sized it, and now I just want to see where am I, what does this GIF look like without any changes applied. And we can see it's pretty dark. You can't really see that wonderful little smirk that Hannibal is giving as Will talks about the copycat killer. So I want to fix that. So my primary tool is using an adjustment layer, a solid color adjustment layer. The color doesn't matter when you first apply it. The whole trick is in deciding what color to apply. And set the blending of that layer to be divide. And wow, you see what a big change you can make just with using that really dark color. What's happening with this divide blending layer is you're telling Photoshop that on each of these underlying frames, because of the way we have the setup, that you want it to divide out that color. So think of it, if you're making GIFs with Hannibal, you're probably very familiar with the green hue that's on everything. This is a way to eliminate that, to basically say, please take that color out. So thinking of it that way, you'll find that you're usually applying your divide layer in these green layers. So you can use this side color picker when you have this set to hue to pick where you want that color division to be. So I'll play around with that and get a feel for where I want to start. But and all of this is in your own eye and what looks good to you. So you can't really say it should always be in this range or whatever. It's what appeals to you and what gives you the gift effect that you want. So I think this looks good as a starting point. So I want to go ahead and set that and give myself a preview to see where I am. And as you can see, I've already made a big difference. I've already taken away a lot of that color, starting to be able to see the sparkle in his eyes and the happiness in that little smirk. But I want it to be even more vibrant and more colorful, and I can still achieve that here using this technique. Now, the other things I generally focus on changing are the saturation and the brightness. Now, you can actually change the color picker to show you those UIs on the side, but I personally find it much more sensible in the way I think about the world to just keep the picker here on H, but you can still change these numbers. So, or you can change here as well. So sometimes I just spend a lot of time sort of poking around on the color picker. Sometimes I like to change the numbers to do something a little more refined. And as you change the saturation, you can see here we're getting much more red and getting way too red at this point. So we might go back to about 20. And then brightness, sort of counterintuitive. The lower this percentage is going to be higher your perceived sense of how bright the image is. So I might take this to 40 and even 30. Now it's starting to get a little too bright to my eye, starting to see some hot white spots where you're losing all your color altogether. So I might go back to 40 here. I'm kind of liking that. Might move this up to 25. Might be a little red, but I'm still going to make some additional changes with other layers. I usually use curves, and I usually use a couple other layers that I'll put on top of that, and then you sort of balance things out. But you can see already, just adding this one layer, that we've already managed to get pretty far towards what we might be happy with for our final image. Hope that this introduction to using the divide layer to improve the brightness of your GIFs is useful to you, and let me know if you want to see any more of these in the future. Thank you.